So we're back on another delightful stroll through the fires of Reddit. I decided to start on a low point this time to hopefully have some good news by the end. But then again, considering it's Reddit and r/good news is a democratic echo chamber where they call everyone a Nazi, it's probably not going to end well. Anyway, r/complaints, a bot farm where everyone just calls everyone else a Nazi, and that's what this is, a thread that just calls everyone a Nazi. Four, 5 sentences. I mean, really, it's just one sentence. It's really just one word, just saying Nazi. 13,000 upvotes and 3.7 thousand comments for someone making a thread that said you knew who you were voting for and you're getting what you voted for: fascism and racism, because you're a Nazi and you're garbage. 3.7 thousand comments, 13,000 upvotes for this on a subreddit, which shouldn't be allowed, because r/complaints is just a left wing echo chamber at this point. Not even left wing echo chamber. It's really just a psyop at this point. But I noticed a couple interesting comments. Here's one. Anyone who didn't vote for Harris is also a piece of garbage. You all let Nazis into the White House. You may as well put an armband too. So there it is. There's the line that Democrats set. It's either you're for me or you're against me, and they call other people Nazis. You either do as I command or I delete you. That's the democratic way, is it? That's the progressive way. You obey my commandments or you suffer under my rule. That's what they're saying. To everyone who didn't vote Democrat or Trump, they're accusing them of also being Nazis. Because Democrats are not good people. They just claim that they're good people. Now, this person here, they make a weird argument trying to define different types of Nazis, saying that there's the Nazi, and then there's the white supremacist Nazi, and the pseudo-Christian Nazi, all utterly pointless to say. And really, that's a democratic thing to do, isn't it? Well, you see, we have this, and 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 they're all under this one banner of LGBTQ, but now, get off with that. You go make a million different flags of your own. You're not... Why come over to the Republicans and try and separate all their stuff into different piles? It's not your business. And then the last one, very weird comment, especially for r/complaints, especially because it got upvoted. They said, I don't think that's true. The propaganda machine here in America is strong. A lot of people are intentionally ignorant, but I wouldn't go so far as to say everyone is a Nazi. There's a reason Republicans want us broken and stupid. We're easier to lie to and control. Our enemy is the system and those at the top, not each other. Don't let them divide us. Now, there's still something to point out, that they are distinctly Democrat, anti-Republican, but the Democrats have plenty of propaganda. They're politicians. That's kind of their MO. There are 331 replies to this. Somehow they maintained a positive ratio. I don't know how that's happened. I've not looked at any of these. First comment: not all Germans were Nazis. Yes. Also, they all didn't do bad things. Some of them were even killed for treason, because they it's just another person. Like, a lot of people are going to say this, like, they're going to talk about the good Germans and stuff, because that's what Democrats, that's what they believe. It's just like the person who said that if you didn't vote for Harris, you're a Nazi. Anyway, we're not going to spend all day on this. You know what all these people are going to say, the 300 something responses. I just think it's shocking that, like, even without going through all of them, I know that what they're going to say for the most part, and yet this person still has a positive ratio. I mean, I don't completely agree with what they said. I don't agree with the mindset that the Democrats don't have any politics, they don't have any propaganda, and that's all a Republican thing. I don't agree with that aspect of what they're saying, but otherwise, I agree with what they're saying. Anyway, I can't be here all day, so moving on. I'm not going to talk about this in particular. What happened is, people allegedly, the ICE arrested or pulled someone over, and they used his finger to scan, or her finger to scan their phone, which they're not allowed to do, allegedly. Now, I don't want to talk about that because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a Redditor, so I don't know everything there is to know about the law like a lawyer or a Redditor might. Well, a Redditor would. Even a lawyer wouldn't necessarily know everything. Now, the mods of r/law, which is where this is, they usually will ask for context because they too do not know everything. So here, this mod, they just ask for context. They ask for why this is a thing that should be posted in r/law. And you see some people making actual explanations, like you would expect someone to do to a moderator of r/law, asking. But then you have all of these other people, usually near the bottom. Here we go. I'll explain it. You gave your rights up on September 11th. So You've just ignored what the moderator of r/law said to complain. There's a couple other people who say things like that, and the point isn't about what happened in this video. I don't even need to show it because that's not the point of what I'm trying to say. The point is that a lot of people don't care. They're responding to the moderator asking for legal pretense, legal explanation by simply saying Trump bad, Nazi bad. They don't care. They don't care about any of this. They just want to scream in an echo chamber. So, they're unimportant. Moving on. This one, another short one. The DHS pulls a protester over the line to force an arrest. So you're going to be looking at this spot right here in the middle. Now you can see that the cop or ICE agent or DHS or whoever, they appear to be talking to them, and then they kind of wangle their hand. Sorry, the quality's so low, but they do like a little circle with their hand, like a follow me sort of thing. I don't know what they're saying, obviously, but guess what? Neither does anyone else in the subreddit. Now they grab them and pull them in by their shoulder or whatever. There's a sign, you can't really read it. It's the quality so bad. It says revoke the ICE permits. Or permit rather. That's all it says. It's nothing special. But for some reason, people, when they're getting arrested, well, Democrats protesting, when they're getting arrested, their instinct is to pull away from the cops arresting them, which inevitably escalates the scenario. I don't know why this is people's natural instinct. They're not wild animals. They're government agents arresting you, or at least pulling you in. Like, I don't know if they're being arrested. They do this little hand thing. It looks like they're just saying to follow me. I mean, yeah, they're probably going to arrest them. Like, that's what I would assume. But you see the fallout of this is that all of the agents move up and all of the protesters move back. This is going to happen eventually, I'm sure. Here we go. Nothing special happens here, right? The agents move up, they push everyone back, the protesters move back on their own. Like that's just what happens. Now, you go down into the comments section, and, well, needless to say, like, look at what you've made me do. And what exactly did they make me do? They were obviously having a conversation. You don't know what they even said. You don't know why they were being arrested, or at least grabbed. You have no idea. One comment I'll have to search for is Brawl. Shouldn't American citizens have a right to know who this officer was? He literally grabbed a citizen and pulled them into danger to manufacture a brawl and escalate violence on Americans. They love literal information here. Well, you don't know, you don't know that it's a male, the cop. You don't know that. Technically you don't know it's a citizen, but I think we can take that as a given. They pulled them into danger. Danger? Were they in danger? They manufactured a brawl. Well, there wasn't a brawl, and even if there was a brawl, you're saying that they deliberately manufactured it on purpose? They escalated violence. What violence? You couldn't really see them being arrested, so you don't know if there was excessive force in the arrest. And I didn't see any other kind of violence, so for someone using the word literal, you probably shouldn't speak. Of course, most of the other stuff they say is just F ICE, Nazis, Nazis, Nazis. We don't know what they were saying. They were clearly saying something. They were clearly saying something here, and then they went to pull them in for whatever reason, and the person resisted, and that's what escalated things. That's what escalated. Resisting arrest is what escalates things. And then we have this. And this. It was just by the same person, by the way. They are quite literally incentivizing murder. This person is incentivizing murder, incentivizing a violent insurrection, a civil war against the government. They are telling people to go out and kill government agents. That's what they're doing. And they're saying that it's a good thing with the fallout karma. Like that's what they're doing. That is objectively what they're doing. And they're allowed to do it because Reddit is a left-wing psyop. Or maybe a right-wing psyop, honestly. Now, this one, I just want to be real quick on this. So the GOP-led oversight committee says Biden pardons signed by AutoPen are void in final report. Now, I agree that this AutoPen thing is stupid. A president shouldn't be using AutoPen, of all things. I mean, this isn't like a Walgreens. It's a president. I'm not sure how I feel about voiding things signed by them. Like it's a messy situation regardless. But I do think the comments are all funny. How they'll point out that Trump does something blatantly unconstitutional, whereas Biden exercises a clear constitutional power. Yet when Biden was pardoning all of these people, mostly people that he knew, after he said that he wouldn't do that, he specifically said that he wasn't going to do that. A lot of Reddit was arguing about this, and a lot of people were saying that it's that wrong that he was doing that. But at the same time, a lot of Redditors were saying that he should be doing that because F Trump. They were outright saying that Biden was abusing his power, pardoning those people, but it was okay because Reddit doesn't like Trump, so they thought that was fine. Which is, it's really what I wanted to point out here: the hypocrisy of this, and the lack of any kind of explanation for anything. All they have to do is accuse people, and that's that. That's enough for them. Another short one here. Oaklawn United Methodist Church in Dallas, Texas responded to Governor Greg Abbott's order to remove rainbow crosswalks across the state by painting its footsteps in rainbow colors. They didn't paint it in rainbow colors, though. They painted it in flags, as you can see, the one right behind it. And the one behind that, it's not rainbow colors, it's flags. That one happens to be a rainbow flag. Not really flags, though, because they're actually just symbols. Anyway, what I really wanted to get out here wasn't this stupid nothing. It was the OP's comment. If this is real or not, I don't know, but it's a quote given by the church. Quote, "Silence is not neutral. Silence in the face of harm always sides with the oppressor. Painting our steps in the colors of the rainbow is a visible witness to the gospel we preach, that every person is created in the image of God and worthy of safety, dignity, and belonging. We are being Christian. Our steps are a declaration in paint. Every LGBTQ plus child of God deserves safety, dignity, and joy without apology." End quote. First of all, you didn't paint them just in the rainbow, as I said earlier. Secondly, the Democrats will destroy the church as soon as they gain power. Like they only piggyback off of the church's good deeds and talk about good Christians, just like the people earlier were saying good Germans. But they were saying good Germans in a negative way, weren't they? Oh yeah, the good Germans, the good Republicans. They're going to say the same thing about the good Christians as they light the churches on fire. And what really irks me about this isn't their stupidity, it's their accusation. Silence is not neutral. Silence in the face of harm always sides with the oppressor. And of course, you get to decide who the oppressor is, right? You're just a human being who gets to decide what other people should do. Once again, the Democrats saying, you obey me, or else you're the oppressor. They are saying, just like the people earlier, silence is not neutral. If you didn't vote for Harris, then you're a Nazi. If you are silent, then you're a Nazi. That's what the church is saying. The church is calling people Nazis even if they aren't Republican, even if they didn't vote for Trump. They're saying that if you are not fighting for us, you're fighting against us, and we're going to destroy you. That's what a church, claiming that they are inclusive, claiming that every child of God deserves safety, dignity, and joy. Well, you're sitting here accusing me of being a Nazi. So how about screw you? Now, moving on. This one's going to be another short one. It's from r/actual lesbians. I don't go to the subreddit, and it's just a popular thread. And it's a popular thread because they said something cringe. They claimed that every gay transphobe is a traitor. Just like this church claiming that silent people are actually fascists. And just like the other thread claiming that anyone who didn't vote for Harris is a fascist. It's the same thing, the same comment in all of these threads. And I didn't search for these or anything, by the way. It was posted 7 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 10 hours ago. I found all of these within the span of 10 minutes on Reddit. This is 7 hours ago. All of these were found within the span of 10 minutes surfing through the main feed of Reddit. I didn't look for any of these, okay? Now, all I'm going to say about this, quote unquote, so let's talk. They then ramble about what they think everyone should obey, the commandment they're going to give everyone, just like the church, just like the person on this sub. They command everyone, and what do they say after quote unquote, so let's talk? Quote unquote, argue with a wall. Well, I'm not going to argue with you at all because you're not worth it. Now, moving on to r/no filter news. MAGA men come up lacking on DC's conservative dating scene. quote, not as masculine as I had hoped. I don't believe there's any actual poll for this, any actual like charts or graphs for anyone saying this. It definitely seems like a psyop and a really pointless one. Not wanting to be a Democrat doesn't make you masculine. This is something that Democrats always did. On Reddit, they always had the man camps, the alpha camps, where people went to learn how to be an alpha. Now, I don't understand why they think men need to be masculine if they're right wing. That's again, it's Democratic propaganda. MAGA does not mean masculine necessarily. Republican does not mean masculine, and masculine does not mean a negative thing, which they think it does for some reason. Like Democrats think masculine means evil because that's what they've been taught and that's what they continue to teach. There's not anything I wanted to show off with the comments here. I didn't even read them. This is all you need to know. Like it's clearly propaganda trying to say that masculine is evil, that all MAGA pretend that they're masculine when they're actually not because they're pathetic losers. But it's kind of ironic because they say that masculinity is evil. So if MAGA isn't actually that masculine, then aren't they saying that's a good thing? Again, I don't think Democrats can make an argument without tripping on their own argument. Well, it's not really even an argument, I suppose, an accusation. But moving on. This is, again, another short one. Advice animals. They are complaining about how Indian subreddits are shown to them. And I assume this is because nothing matters to them besides the USA's politics. But what I thought was funny, I mean, I wouldn't have mentioned this otherwise, but what I thought was funny is people down here complaining about all of the streamer-related stuff. So this is obviously Emiru and Miskif and Hassan recently. And all of these people agree with it. Oh, it's so lame, all of these losers who care about what happens with streamers. Oh, those two streamers that broke up. Oh, why do people care? Oh my god, and that guy who cares about their dogs or whatever. Ugh, who cares about that? Stupid losers. Ew. I mean, there's a couple people who give context, like this person, and what do they see in response? Quote, that guy doesn't know that other guy abused some woman. I shall verbally abuse him. That guy made a claim without any proof of it and brushed it all under the rug, saying that it didn't matter. So that guy probably shouldn't have spoken because they don't know what they're talking about. Just like you probably shouldn't have spoken. Just like everyone on this entire subreddit shouldn't speak because it's a left-wing echo chamber. A real left-wing echo chamber. I mean, all it is left-wing echo chamber, and that's all it has been for a long time. Anyway, I wanted to end on something nice, right? So here's an r/windy subreddit reading the comment section in any Reddit post that mentions Muslims and getting more and more upset. The comments are basically the same thing. Well, I mean, it's basically just saying that Reddit is a bad place and everyone here is mean. It's not necessarily upbeat. Exactly, same thing with Indians. Not necessarily upbeat. Not a great way to end the video, but how it feels having legitimate issues with Islam due to how it treats groups like women and gays, and then somebody says things like they are all PDFs who want to exterminate the Jews and take over Europe. Yep. Nuance on my extremism app. Impossible. Exactly. And so that's the closest thing I can get to a happy, good vibe for Reddit today. At least it's better than a subreddit for SpongeBob SquarePants allowing political propaganda on it without getting banned or locked or anything, right? I mean, that's nice. Well, thanks for watching.
Take care now. Bye-bye then.